Good evening, students. As you can see that writing is a very important part of your course. In fact, whatever you do, language requires expression, not just in speaking terms, but also in terms of writing. So, communication is the base of everything, and keeping that in mind, we will be starting with your writing skills, and that is the first I would like to start with is the formal letter writing. Formal letter writing, as you are aware, is a 6-mark question, and out of these 6 marks, I will tell you the division of marks that you get. Total mark is 6 marks questions, out of which format is for 1 mark. There is a particular format to writing a formal and an official letter. If you follow that, then you get 1 mark. Then you come to the content. The content is for 3 marks, and language and expression are for 2 marks, which adds up to the total of 6. Now, to attempt this question, you will be getting in 3 hours of the duration of your paper. It is ideal if you invest about 10 to 12 minutes in attempting this answer. Now, I would like to come to this part of language and expression. You will wonder, what does she mean by saying language and expression? Language and expression includes correct spelling, correct grammar, and proper sentences. So when you are writing a letter, it is not that you will just be marked on anything that you write. Everything has to fall in place, and it has to be correct. So keeping that in mind, now we will start with seeing how the format of a formal letter goes. And then I will be giving you assignments also to complete in this format itself. What is a formal letter, and what is the way in which it should be ideally written? This is the format of the formal letter. We start by looking at the headers. It starts by, you have to first write the sender's address. That means that would be your address if you are writing the letter. You have to read the question in the exam, because sometimes the address is given to you. So that is the address that should be mentioned here. The date. Leave a single line, just as I've written between, I've left a line between all these formats. You will see there's a single line spacing here, so that when you end up writing the entire letter, it's a neat looking letter for the examiner to check, and at the same time, it's easy to know where the division is being made. So you write the date. Then the receiver's address. The receiver would be the person to whom the letter is being, and it would be that address that is to be mentioned. Now here, when I'm writing receiver's address, I will show you different examples in which sometimes you write the designation also. For example, if you are making an official complaint to somebody, then you don't just write the address, you write the name of the company, you write, say, to the manager or whatever, that would come here, the address. But that we will see when we start doing the live exam. Then you write the subject. Subject would be the reason for writing the letter. If it's an official letter, you do not indulge in informal conversation like, how are you, hope everything is good. No, it is very official, it is polite, and it is very formal and simple language that is used. Even if you are writing to make a complaint to anybody, that has to be done in a very polite manner. You cannot be hurling abuses or getting angry. No, the language has to be very, very proper. Now this is followed by a salutation. Salutation would be, dear sir, dear ma'am, whatever. Dear sir or ma'am, whatever you are writing, that would be relevant here. Now again, leave a single line spacing and start start with the introductory para. That means this would be to state the reason why you are writing the letter. You don't have to spend a lot of time in drafting this letter because it just goes from one to the other and you have to state what provided to you. So that would be your verbal input. Now this is the introductory para where you state the reason for writing the letter, followed by the main body of the letter, which means you will further explain or you give your suggestions, etc., whatever is relevant to the matter that you are writing. For example, if again I will come back to this point of, for example, if we write a letter of complaint, then we write that we are calling to complain, we are writing this letter to complain about a faulty fridge that we have purchased. And then in the second paragraph, you will explain in detail what is the problem you are facing with the fridge. Then concluding para would mean requesting action to be taken or whatever needs to be done in this particular field, followed by closure. Now this is the closing statement, which is yours faithfully and your signature, and write your full name in block letters. Now if you are writing as the librarian of a school to order books, or if you are writing as a manager of an office, then the designation is required, otherwise it is not required. So remember this: signature followed by full name in block letters. This has to be done, and this is the basic format of a formal letter. After this, I will be making short videos for you to explain to you how each kind of letter has to be dealt with. There are different kinds of letters that we will be working with during the course of your syllabus being complete, and I will be explaining each one in detail with a solved example. So we will be looking at that accordingly, and let me just discuss what kind of letters we will be writing when we will be doing these questions. So some of them include letter to the editor, letters to the editor, letters to the editor. Then we have placement of order. You could be writing to place an order for some things that are required for your school or for your office, depending on that. Then you could also have cancellation of orders. Cancellation, which means there might be a requirement that has arisen and then it has been cancelled, so you will write a letter regarding cancellation of letter. Then you have letters of inquiry. If you are calling and if you want to have an inquiry of the prices of certain objects that are available in a particular shop or certain articles that you need, or for example, excuse me, if you need to have information about a particular course, or you would like to know the travel costs for a particular destination for a group of people traveling, all these would come under the purview of letter of inquiries. Then we would come with letters of complaints. It may be that you have purchased something and then you have a complaint with it. That would include writing a letter of complaint to the place where this purchase has taken place. It could be perhaps an electronic item that you have purchased. It could be perhaps a furniture item. It could be anything. Even a book which has quality print we've seen at the time of purchase. All these things will come under the complaint category. These are broader categories that I'm sharing with you, but then one after the other you can start working on these. And then of course we have letters to the editor, which are basically there to share your thoughts and to perhaps to explain something that you have, and content, so on and so forth. The last is a job application. This also I will be covering with you in this series on letter writing. And Here we would also know how to make a resume, how to draft a resume where you can send it on to prospective employers or places where you are going to apply for maybe internships or wherever. And students, this phase will come in your life. Right now you're in class 12, so maybe once you finish your graduation and you would like to apply to a company or wherever you want to go, then you will see the changes and how you should be able to draft a proper resume for yourself. So these are some of the categories that we will be now looking at. So thank you for your attention. And subsequently now we will be looking at all these categories one by one. But I wanted to, in this brief video, familiarize you with the kind of letters that need to be made. So please pay attention to this, and all the best. I will see you in the next class. Thank you.
देखो अपन ने कोई स्टेप कौन लिया मान ले